Você assistia Bruce Lee, ele teve nenhuma influência em você treinando arte marcial?
Eu assisti assim, né? Não era assim ligado realmente, né? Eu, lógico que sempre admirei assim, porque via que ele era um cara que conseguia mostrar um pouquinho da tradição da arte marcial, mas nunca fui totalmente ligado, assim, né? Admirava e tudo, até porque eu nunca fui de assistir muito filme, né? Então, mas poxa, tenho um respeito, né? Pela pessoa que ele foi e, mas eu tento seguir o meu caminho.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Bruce Lee. I can't tell you I was a huge fan because number one, I never really was into watching too many movies and stuff, but I always admired how he showed his martial art and how he was able to execute it and the respect that he showed while he was doing it. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for him for everything he's accomplished, but I've always been a little bit more of just trying to follow my own path and just I definitely look at I watched him, but I can't tell you that I was this huge fan. I admired him, but I can't say I followed him all that much.
Okay, well, on behalf of the Junkie family, man, I want to thank you and Lyoto for coming in, man. You guys are, for us listeners, this is a huge opportunity for us. And Ed, it's funny because in just a few hours I plan to post that feature piece, so I'll be in touch with you.
All right, man.
Have a good day, fellas.
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
Easy.
Thank you, Sam, for the call. Okay, I got a question here, guys.
Okay.
So this is the Octagon, and tell Lyoto, sorry, I'm not the best artist. But if that fight ever happened, here's Lyoto right here,
Yeah.
right? And then over here is Little Nog
Right.
right here. And then my question is, where's Ed?
You know what?
Where's Ed Soares?
I'm not going to be in either corner.
Over
man.
here?
Yeah.
Over here?
You know what?
Or are you gonna hold the colors of Switzerland and be neutral?
You know what I want to see?
Cover your eyes.
Here's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see both of them go out there and put on a good fight. Like I hope for every single fight that not only my guys are in every fight, I just hope neither of them get seriously hurt. And I hope they put on the type of fight that they can. And they're both incredible athletes, and it's going to be like a chess game if they were ever to fight. I mean, it's really hard. I wouldn't be rooting. People always say,
Right.
who's your favorite? I don't have a favorite. It's kind of like saying your favorite kid. You have a different relationship with each one of them. Some people can consider that like, being favorite. No, some have a little bit more of an open relationship with you. Some it's not as close, but it doesn't mean that you like them any more or less. It's kind of like the different relationships you have with your kids or different relationships you may have with your friends. You might have a different relationship with one of your friends, but it doesn't mean that you like him less than you like your other friend. It's just, I just want to see their success, and I just hope that, when they fight each other,
There's a lot of this.
they're going to get
For both.
Yeah, I hope that there's a lot of money, of course, and I hope and I believe that they'll get the fight of the night. You know what I mean? So I just want to see them put on a good fight and neither one of them get hurt.
Yeah. And just so you know, I have the ability to choose. Like, he's my favorite brother.
Yeah.
He's not mine, and I only have one. That's weird.
All right, let's continue on here. Holding next is Jeffrey from L.A. What's up, Jeffrey?
Everybody, it is me, it is me. I'm not a math teacher from Ohio. I'm a gangster from Texas, and it takes money to buy whiskey. The J to the E to the double F. Woo! Ree, how is everybody doing today in the MMA Junkie Nation?
I'm doing good, man.
We're doing all right, man. Not as good as you.
All right. I had a question for the Dragon.
Okay.
Okay. Does he think he's going to fight Forrest Griffin, and what does he think of that matchup?
Tu acha que você vai lutar com Forrest? O que tu acha dessa luta?
Bem, assim, eu não sei realmente com quem eu vou lutar, né? Eu gostaria muito de fazer o cinturão interino. Acho que seria o mais justo, ou lutaria com o Shogun novamente. Mas, assim, eu acho que o Forrest é um grande lutador, é um cara que é muito guerreiro, aguenta muita pancada, é um cara que tem um queixo duro. Mas eu acho que é uma boa luta. É um cara que, assim, tem jogo, ele topa a luta, né? Ele vem pra luta, então eu acho que vai ser um bom jogo também.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure who I'm going to be fighting next. As far as who I would like to fight, like I said, I think what would be fair would be I'd love to fight Rashad for the interim title, or if not, I'd like to fight Shogun again. But if the UFC was to put Forrest Griffin there, I would definitely take that. He's a great fighter. He's accomplished a lot. He's a guy who brings the fight to every fight. He's constantly moving forward. You know, he's very got a tough chin. You know, he's not an easy guy to take out. He's a tough guy. So I think whoever the UFC, I want to fight the best, and whoever the UFC wants to put in front of me, that's fine.
Wait, since we've been talking about matchups, Ed, we kind of already said Lyoto Rampage and that has, you know, no one's really approached you about that. What about the other one that's floating out there, which is Rampage and Little Nogueira?
You know, I haven't confirmed anything, but you know, people have talked about it and said asked us what we thought about the fight, and like I said, you know, with our guys, all of our guys, there hasn't been one. We've never turned down a fight. You know, a lot of times people would say when people would ask my opinion, and then I'd say my opinion, people would say, "Oh, they're not." You know, I've never said we don't want to fight them. I'm just telling you what I think, for whatever that's worth, which you know, it's not much. But I'm just, you know, people ask me a question, and I tell them the answer. So whoever the UFC wants to put in front of any of our guys, we've never turned down a fight, and we'll take any fight they put in front of us.
All right, Jeffrey, you got anything else?
Yeah, I have one question for Ed.
Okay.
All right, Ed, do you really feel that Damian Maia was being disrespectful to Anderson Silva before their fight? Because I don't feel he was, and I feel Anderson Silva was quite disrespectful to Damian Maia.
When was Anderson disrespectful to him in the fight?
Yes.
Well, I can tell you, I personally was I didn't agree with the way Anderson 100% acted inside that fight, but you know, it's very hard to say. I do think some of the things that Damian said were a little bit uncalled for. I mean, I think the thing that really affected Anderson the most was when he said to him that he respects him as a fighter, but he doesn't respect him as a person. And I think that really bothered Anderson because Anderson doesn't even know him as a person. So how can he say he doesn't respect him as a person? So I think that kind of that bummed him out. Whether it was too much, you know, it's really hard to say what people are going through. You know, people are emotional, and at that moment, maybe it triggered something that he was a little bit. That bothered him. So, you know, I didn't like 100% the way Anderson acted inside the ring at moments of the fight. I would have liked to see Anderson finish the fight also, but, you know, sometimes it doesn't happen, and, you know, that's how it goes sometimes.
Okay, thank you for your honesty.
All right, Jeffrey, thanks for the call. Hey, Ed, if I may touch on one last thing here, because like we stated, things do get lost in translation.
Yes.
And so I don't want to assume, and since you're here, was that the comment that I guess put Anderson over the edge, the one that Anderson was taunting him about and talking to him in Portuguese as they were fighting? Because I thought it was the one that had to do with I'm taking one of the 8 limbs or one of the 8 arms of the spider home with me. And see, us here, we're used to so much other stuff and worse stuff that I didn't feel like, wow, I mean, okay, that doesn't seem too disrespectful, especially with what Chael Sonnen's launching, you know?
Well, I could tell you that I think the biggest part was the part about him saying that he respected him as a fighter and didn't respect him as a person.
Okay.
I think that was the main. I think those other things were just things that probably came through his head during the fight, and there was a moment where he was holding up 8 fingers, like, you know, come take come take something. So, and like I said, it's real hard for you to say. I mean, you know, people are human. I think Anderson learned a lot from that fight. He learned, I think what Anderson said is he would have liked to have been able to control his emotions that time a little bit more, but like I said, you know, we're all human. We're constantly trying to get better, and I believe that that experience made Anderson a lot better, and that's what it is.
Have you watched the fight with Anderson again?
Yeah, I've watched the fight, and I'll tell you, man,
what's his reaction to watching it? At any moment does he ever go like, "Ooh, I did that"?
I personally think that the fight wasn't that bad. You know, the way people said the fight was so bad, I don't know. Was there live? It was a little bit more. You know, I've noticed that I always like to watch fights again.